Hey, up next, a band we've been featuring on the MARR Army Rock Show, a new band, sort of, and I'm very excited to have Raven Turney from Wichita, Kansas band Waking the Sleeper with us. They're in our golden dozen right now. Raven, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you very much.
Hey, so a lot of our listeners might be new to the band, and I think the band itself is a little bit new, so why don't you give folks a little bit of the bio of the band and how it formed?
Well, it's basically a powerhouse group, basically, because a lot of the members had already been members of former bands that had already been doing some touring around the Midwest, and we all kind of got together and formed what we are now called Waking the Sleeper, and it's been since December we got the newest members, and the band actually formed in the summer of this year, of 2016, so it's pretty much taken off just within a couple of weeks of just our release of our new song, Wrath.
So you mentioned the lineup's confirmed now. Do you want to introduce folks to who the members of the band are and maybe like what part of the country they came from?
Absolutely. We've got Sean Gunderson. He does the keys. He's kind of the main proprietor, if you will, for between me and him starting this band together. Both of us came up with the name, and he does a lot more than just keys. He's got that extra atmospheric background. He's very talented. He plays the guitar, the bass, and he actually helps me with the writing and for a lot of the songs that we do. So. And he's from Wichita, Kansas as well, and the band that he used to be in.
He used to be in Bottom Theater.
Right, and this is Sean. He's actually with us.
Oh, hey, I didn't know you were with us.
Yes, we have two members with us here tonight.
Yeah,
I'm Sean Gunderson, and I'm Petty Dick. I play the drums.
So yeah,
that's awesome. So thanks for sharing that with us. So hey, what first caught my attention, and feel free anybody to jump in. What first caught my attention was the release of the lyric video of Wrath, which is currently sitting at number 9 in our golden dozen. So who wants to tell me the story behind that tune?
I will actually, because I wanted to write that song 3 years ago, a little more than 3 years ago. It's about a little girl from China. Her name is Yu, and she was one of 6 within 2 weeks that had the unfortunate events happen to her. Basically, China's law has been, needless to say, lacking of compassion, especially for their people. And her being 2 years old, she got away from her mom, got out of the house, and walked down the street and ended up getting hit by, to us, what looks like a trash dump truck. And the way that the laws work there, basically, if you hurt somebody, if you kill them, it's less of a crime or less of something that you're going to have to pay for. But if they do live, you have to pay the medical expenses, and so it's more of a responsibility. You think it'd be opposite, or just both of them in general be harsh, but on the repercussions for them. But instead, he just kept going, and then 17 people ended up walking around her body as she laid there, not being able to move, and all she could do was cry. And so finally, somebody did come to help, but we basically wanted to make sure that that this story got out about her and that she wasn't forgotten, and that the world knows that this is a problem there, especially with their laws. And now it looks like something is actually being done. I know it's taken a few years, but it looks like they're trying to put in place a law. It's basically a law for the citizens to be able to help out and do those things to help people and have more compassion in their society. So,
suffering the
consequences of the laws of China.
Paying for their medical.
And I think they're going to name it after her as well. So I'm glad.
But it's kind of an activist song in a way.
Correct.
So we got the story behind the first single, and I've been an immediate fan of your guys when I heard it. So what does the band have coming up as far as an official album release? I know you have a title for it.
Yeah, the title of the album is 7 Deadly Sins, and the concept was mine originally. I wanted to do something that had a storyline behind it, and the storyline having a production, in fact, on stage, which we're really excited about doing. It's not just, a band getting on stage. It's literally portraying out a whole story. And you have the light and dark side, if you will, A and B side, to every song. So, of course, Wrath being the darker, the harder side, that is, we have a beautiful side as well that's an introduction on the A side. So every song, and the total is going to be 15 songs, and once we believe that's going to be released probably, I would say maybe April 1st. That's the date we're looking at right now on the release time. If that changes, we'll make sure to post that on our band Facebook page, though.
So I don't know if you're playing live yet. Tell us a little bit about the live shows. Do you have some scheduled, or what's the timeline where folks can start seeing Waking the Sleeper live?
We actually do. We have a couple of tour things going on. Right now we have some shows with Dead Horse Trauma. They're out of Iowa. We are going to be playing our first show on March 1st in Salina with them, Salina, Kansas, and then we move to Marion, Kansas on the 3rd of March, and we're going to be playing with Dead Horse as well that night at the Aftershock. And then we're also scheduled to play with Dope and September Morning and Combi Christ on the 4th, which will be that Saturday, that very next night.
Yeah, that's a nice lineup right there, man. Good score landed on that bill. So, hey, I came across a much mellower tune that's out right now called Changes in Me. Why don't you give me a little lowdown on that tune?
Absolutely. That's something I definitely wanted my fans to hear the other side of me. They haven't really had an opportunity. There's just maybe a few songs that I've ever done that, I wasn't screaming or roaring in. But it kind of gives you that other side, and I think it's nice for them to be able to hear all the musical sides and talents of what this band brings. We're so much more than just one sound.
So I'd like to hear from each of the three of you on this question that I have there. What is the most difficult process? Because your answer could be different of forming a new band. Is it the writing? Is it the finding what your guys' style is going to be, or is it gaining that exposure or something else?
Well, for me, it's just getting us out there for people to know who we are. Because we're known pretty much in the Midwest, but not to the degree that we'd like to see it. And as for individually, we're, some of the power group members were known. But for the band itself, it's just getting us out there for people to know even who we are, so.
Can we introduce Ryan and Junie as well?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we need to kind of finalize that, too, and introduce the rest of the band members. We've got Ryan Stead, who is our bass player, and he used to be members of Dead Friend Walking and Librium, which has done a lot of stuff here in Wichita, Kansas. And we also have, of course, Richie Petty Dick for our drums, and we have Junie Iowski, and he is our lead guitarist, and he is an amazing lead guitarist, and he actually was a part of Without Sacrifice, and also started Shiva, which is another band that he's in as well. So.
And for the guys there, that same question that I asked Raven, what's been the most challenging part? Is it the writing, the style, the momentum? What is it for you all?
The double kicking. A lot of physical exertion that's required that I don't care for. I love the music, but it's working out, and I don't really do that a lot, so I get a bit winded.
He's going to be our comedian on the road. He's hilarious. So.
And what about Sean? What's the toughest thing he thinks?
Toughest thing about this band is there's not a tough thing. It's enjoyable every night, About the thing I love doing is reeling Raven back in sometimes and saying, hey, we can't have a 12-minute song, we can't have a 30-minute song, but, yeah, I'm like her other half. I'm like, most of the time I try to be her little Jiminy Cricket in the back of her head.
Right. Yeah, if it was up to me, we'd have like 20-minute songs, possibly.
So Raven, you're oh, sorry.
You said we're not Rush.
So Raven, you're part of that somewhat sometimes limited sorority of female fronted metal bands. Give us a little of your bio. Were you always a metal singer, or did you sing other stuff first?
Yeah, actually, when I started music in general, I think I started off in R&B, which is crazy, to think of where I am now. But that's pretty much where I started. And when I went to college, I was in a group. We traveled, and just she's my teacher, my instructor there was just amazing. She's the one who kind of started me off on the whole path, I guess, if you will, of music. So kind of a shout out to Deanne, because if it wasn't for our music teachers and our vocal instructors and people like that, that play us, and say, hey, you've got something here. And of course, I always created everything myself. So everything for me was always original. Even if it was a cover, I wanted to make it my own. You know what I mean? So, and that started when I was 3 with my mom. She's like, you can't play it that way. Mozart doesn't play it that way because I'm a piano player as well. So. And I'm like, that's the way it was supposed to be played.
Hey, the record is due out, you think, April 1st. It's 7 Deadly Sins, and 15 songs. Wow, that's pretty ambitious. And we've had Waking the Sleeper. I want to ask you one more thing before I let you guys go. What are your band's goals for the next year?
Well, right now we want to obviously finish the album, get that out and distributed, and then get maybe some more tours underneath our belt. Plans. Obviously, we're too late for a lot of the bigger festivals that we really wanted to be a part of. So we will just prepare for those for next year. We've got several people that are getting in touch with us right now to kind of do some bigger things, and we'll announce those as they come. So this year it's going to be pretty much just trying to get out there as much as possible, trying to spread the word. We are also in a contest right now called Rock into Springs, and that'll go until the February 14th. And we're kind of mid on the voting poll right now, which is pretty amazing considering that we just came out. So so kudos to all our fans out there. Thank you very much to everybody who has voted for us. That's pretty amazing. Even if we don't win it, it's just an amazing opportunity to be sitting next to some of these amazing bands that are on this poll. It's for us. We're very honored. So.
Well, we took notice of you guys right away, and as of last week, you were sitting at number 9 on our chart. So I was glad to get to meet you guys and talk to you. They are Waking the Sleeper out of Wichita, Kansas, and we're going to be keeping an eye on you guys for sure. So thanks for being here on the show today.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.